That's it for me, and back to Judy on rain gardens. She's going to talk about quickly.
Rain gardens are probably getting pretty familiar to most people, and they're really, it follows right on with Nancy talking about the quality of topsoil. Kim actually mentioned today, an engineer once said, oh, I get what it is, it's a rock pit. Like they understood it from sort of a different viewpoint, but a rain garden's a little better than just a rock pit. It's really looking at plants and the soils to do that. It's in different scales. The top picture here shows very small and probably just a roof leader coming off a house. Should be sized so that it can handle the water from the roof. It's fairly easy calculations to do that. And it could be large, like this one. This might be in Seattle. They have a whole street program where they started to do rain gardens down a street to deal with the pavement off there. So there's a small diagram. They're just a cross-section to hold the water. So it needs to have plants that can take the inundation with water during a storm and then drought all summer. Guess what? There's not going to be any water in that system for most of the summer, especially here. And as you can see in this one, the bottom one is municipalities starting to use it, as opposed to it's not just a homeowner tool. This is in Langford, and it's actually in the brochure. And if you can just appreciate, there is a catch basin in this. So again, it's that 75% of the rainfall that's happening. All that roadway water is being collected in there, and for most storm events, the plants, the soils, it slows it down, it's storing it, and only in really extreme events, that's the backup, is to be able to do that. So that's just another tool in the toolbook. It actually isn't listed in the tools, but it certainly follows in with the topsoil part. Maybe I'll just talk about, this is one of the last tools that we mentioned in the book, and probably not that many of you are familiar with it. It's really a design tool called design charrettes. It's really come from the design world. The architects and landscape architects use it a lot. But I think it's a really useful tool for local government because we're kind of the world of departmental territories, I always think. And Nancy reminded me of an important part of this charrette, as opposed to, it's not just another meeting. The key is the use of graphics. And by using maps and site drawings, building elevations, bubble diagrams, we're all looking at the same thing. And what a design charrette does is really brings everyone together, so all the players. And when was the last time that you met with finance, engineering, parks, protective services, planning, the whole gamut of who will be involved in this? And the most important thing is that you're all there at the same time, and you learn to appreciate those. Oh, that's why you're always going on about roads, cross sections. That's why you always want that setback. These are the issues, and it really helps. And one thing, when I pulled up these are old from a charrette that we did, and Nancy helped out in Cumberland. And I found some notes, and one of the things she'd written down was collective goalposts. And I thought that was really good, because that's what it does, is you all have agreed on this. And sometimes I think local governments would see this as a fairly big time commitment to have that many staff all working on the same project. But it shortens the time amazingly, because you're all reaching that agreement much faster than when it goes from one department to the next department. So it's a really valuable tool. I think it's used mainly in bigger developments, like lots of big projects and big developments. But I think it could go down and be used probably at any scale and be really valuable.